This is Advanced Sports Talk. So, we're going to roll into these primetime games. Actually, I might have gotten a little bit overzealous in my last video because I went ahead and just threw Kansas City in there like I was with the, like it was part of the regular Sunday games. I mean, it was a Sunday night game, but still. So, I'm going to go ahead and start off with them, give a little bit more in-depth with that game. So, like I said in my last video, the Chiefs beat the Raiders 41-14. So, of course, passing touchdown to Tyreek Hill. Harrison Butker, another touchdown to Tyreek Hill. So yeah, they Tyreek Hill gonna get his yards one way or another. 7 out of 10 receptions for 83 yards. All right. Darrell Williams had 11 carries for 43 yards. This is his last week as the starter, as Clyde Edwards-Helaire will be coming back as the starter next week. So, oh man, Patrick Mahomes, 35 out of 50 for 410 yards and 5 touchdowns. So, yeah, and lately, he's been doing the Superman thing. He's been trying to do it all himself. If Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce are locked down, he'll try to scramble and make it happen because, I mean, let's be real. Hardman and Robinson aren't as good as Sammy Watkins. So, like I said with the Bucks and the Cardinals, they play a little game called Who Do You Cover, where you have so much star power on the field that it's like all right, do you either want to lock down Tyreek, but then you leave Kelce open? Do you want to lock down Kelce but leave Tyreek over the top? If you have a corner that's good enough to match Tyreek, can you leave him one-on-one? Can you worry about, can you leave open Sammy Watkins? So what would happen is if one of those two wouldn't go off, whether it was Tyreek Hill or Travis Kelce, it will either be Sammy Watkins, Mecole Hardman, or Demarcus Robinson. So either or, one of them could, you never know. It was always a shell game with which third receiver was going to go off. But yeah, they ended up pulling it out, and it's crazy because the Raiders was actually on quite the upswing. They was hold up, if I can go to their. Let me go to their standings real quick. Yeah, so because for a minute the Raiders was actually sitting at the top of that division, and no, I'm sorry, they was tied with Denver, or I don't know, I can't remember, but yeah, the Raiders was actually second in that division, and Kansas City was on pace for losing, man, but they ended up pulling out the victory. Now they in first place. Unfortunately, the Chargers lost, dropped them, so now they're in second place. But man, that's standings. That's a playoff picture. That's a whole nother video. So let me get back to the scores and the matchup. But yeah, so Derek Carr had 25 out of 35 for 261 yards and 2 touchdowns through 1 interception. Let's see what the rushing stats was. Didn't do a lot on the ground. The leading rusher was Derek Carr with 18 yards. Then Kenyon Drake and Josh Jacobs with 16 apiece. So yeah, they didn't really do too much. So I guess if you're the Raiders, chalk this up to a bad game. Bad games happen. Shit. All right. Next, the Baltimore Ravens versus the Miami Dolphins. And man, so just like how I was asking, how do you lose to a team that got no name? They was asking the question in Baltimore, how do you lose to a team whose record is the opposite of yours? Oh man, but in this case, the Dolphins sneaky. They ended up pulling it out. Now, the Ravens, Dolphins ended up winning the game 22-10. What happened with the Ravens was the Ravens played a hard game on Sunday. Now, not making excuses, there's an explanation. Normally, if you play a hard game on Sunday, it is really hard to turn around 4 days later and try to put up that same performance. So the Ravens have had a knack for trying to get into these nail biters, and pulling out these like real close games. Now, a team did that last year and they was dominant up until week 11. They were the Pittsburgh Steelers, and you know what happened to them. They was 11-0. They collapsed at the end of the season, still made the playoffs, lost to the Browns in the first round. That rhyme, it's in the blood. But in any case, so positives. Ravens are still 6-3 because Pittsburgh tied with the Lions. Hold up, let me go to the standings real quick. So because Pittsburgh tied with the Lions, Cincinnati lost, and I believe, Cleveland lost as well. So, and that's crazy because I just covered this. Yeah, Cleveland lost. Oh no, Cincinnati was on a bye. So, with the other two active members in their division not getting victories, the Ravens are able to sit right where they at. But they better start winning, because if not, they're going to be in deep doo-doo. All right, next. The LA Rams. I keep getting hung up on that because I don't know if I'm going to say LA or Los Angeles, but the LA Rams versus the San Francisco 49ers. And look, let me tell you one thing. This was the Jimmy G that Belichick was trying to get rid of Tom Brady for. Didn't do a whole lot, but he didn't do a whole lot of throwing. But he was 15 for 19 for 182 yards and 2 touchdowns. All right, Elijah Mitchell, 27 carries for 91 yards. Deebo Samuels caught 5 out of 5 targets for 97 yards. Oh man, the 49ers was on fire. So they ended up beating the LA Rams 31-10. Matthew Stafford, 26 for 41, 243 yards, threw 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Yeah. Cooper Kupp, 11 out of 13 targets for 122 yards. But as Shannon Sharp says, when you playing from behind, them's empty calories. They ain't gonna do nothing for you. Ain't got no nutritional value. Oh man. Van Jefferson falling into that secondary role. 3 receptions for 54 yards. So we're gonna watch his progression, especially since they felt comfortable getting rid of D-Jax, only to acquire Odell Beckham Jr., who had 2 receptions for 18 yards. So that's that's crazy. So this week and last week we've had a lot of upsets. So we've had 2 of the top teams actually collapse. So of course I'm talking about my Buccaneers and I'm talking about the LA Rams, because the Rams lost to they beat who'd they lose to last week? They lost to the Titans. So the Rams lost to the Titans, then they turned right around and lost to the 49ers. And of course, we ended up losing to the Saints, and we came off the bye and lost to the Washington football team, the team formerly known as the Washington Redskins. So, that's why I was saying, in this league, there are no more guaranteed victories. There are winnable games and there are challenging games. That's it. No more guaranteed victories. So there are games that there are games that are going to challenge you, and then there are games that you should win. However, just because you should win doesn't mean that you will win. So, oh man. But in any case, I'm gonna wrap this up. My name is Advance. This is the Primetime Breakdown. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe for additional content. I'm out.